Good afternoon. So in the last class, yesterday, right? Yesterday's class, we talked about two types of cell addresses, right? I have mentioned both names. We have relative cell addresses and also we have absolute cell addresses. And also I explained both cell addresses. I gave an introduction, but I didn't explain them in the computer, right? I gave an introduction. So what is a relative cell address? A cell address in a formula is changed when the formula is copied to another cell. That is relative. But if it is absolute, that cell address in a formula is not changed when a formula is copied to another cell, right? But there may be some argument, right? I should explain some of them because as we saw earlier in the previous class, even that absolute cell address can be changed, right? So, okay, let's take that example again and understand some other things. Look, so we have a cell address, we have formula in C3. In cell C3, we have a formula equal A, listen to me, A3 plus $A4. It takes some time to explain. Wait patiently, right? You must understand properly. So this time we will copy this function formula to C4. Okay, copy this formula to C4. So we are moving from third row to fourth row. So row will be changed by 1. Okay, so as we discussed earlier, A3 becomes A4 plus A4 becomes A5, which means $A5. Okay, right. After that, we will copy this formula to D3. Okay, let's copy this formula to D3. So this time we will go to the next column. Same row, but next column. So since it is the next column, here every column letter changes. So it takes the other letter. So what happens to A3, which is changed as B3? Here plus, look, A becomes B, but not there is a dollar, so you cannot change it. So it remains same, $4. Right? Listen to me carefully. We discussed all these things. I know that you could understand, right? But look here, the reason why I have taken this example is to explain this one. Look here, when we move from C3 to C4, right? When we move from C3 to C4, A3 changes as A4. A3 changed as A4. Note here, the column letter is not changed, row number is changed. It was 3 earlier, but now it is 4. So now row number changed. After some time, we move from C3 to D3. Okay, we have moved from C3 to D3. Now what happens to A3? Have a look at that. Look at that A3. A3 changes as B3. Now also that cell address is changed. So what I'm trying to say is, when you go from one row to another row, that change occurred, right? Even when you go from one column to another column, this is changed. So this A3 is changed even when you go to the next row or even when you go to the next column. So this is called relative. Relative cell address. Both row and column can be changed. Look here, row changed. Here, column changed. So when this can happen, definitely it is called relative cell address. Okay, so in relative cell address, okay, in relative cell address, this is possible. But look at the other side. $A4. the $A4 becomes as $A5 here. Okay, when we move from one row to another row, there is a change occurred. The row is increased. But when we move from C3 to D3, which means when we move from one column to another column, it remains same. You can see that, right? $A4, $A4. So now, yes, there is a change occurred, right? You can see, as you can see, it is changed, but you cannot say that it is changed all the time. So when we go from one row to another row, row is changed. But when you go from one column to another column, right, from C to D, when you go from one column to another column, the change is not taken place. So this cannot be what? Relative cell address, because if it is relative cell address, both can be changed, right? But here you are able to prevent one change. Look here, in this instance, you can prevent that column in changing from one to another. So this cannot be relative. So this is called absolute, right? So this cell address can be called absolute. But the problem is, or what the point is, even though it is absolute, as you can see, the row can be changed. Note the $sign is not in front of the row, so row can be changed, but column is not changed because we have put that dollar in front of column. So that's the reason why column is not changed. So this is absolute, but it has a special name, right? It has a special name because the row is changed, column is not changed. So it is called column absolute cell address. Have you understood? So in this cell address, so if you take this cell address, when you copy this cell, when you copy this formula to another cell, maybe horizontally or vertically, doesn't matter. When you copy, there is a possibility for changing the row, right? Row can be changed, but column never be changed. That's why it is called column absolute. Assume that absolute means it is not changed. But here it is column absolute because column is not changed. But it has the possibility for changing row, right? Because there is no dollar in front of row. Have you understood? So this is one type of absolute, first type of absolute cell address. We have three types of absolute cell address. This is the first type, column absolute cell address. Okay. So I want to make a change. Have a look at this. Now let me change this one. So this time I put $4 or something, $4. Okay. Same thing, we go from C3 to C4. Okay, we are going to the next row. So row numbers changed. So 3 becomes 4, okay. That is relative, no doubt. So now generally A4 becomes as A5, but note that dollar definitely prevents that change. So it remains $4. Okay. Go from C3 to D3. Going from C3 to D3. So this time we change the column. We go to the next column. So column will be changed. So A becomes B. $4. Now take this. $4. But when it is copied, when this formula is copied to the next row, right? No changes occurred. It remains same. When we go from one column, one row to another row, no changes occurred in the cell address. But when we go from one column to another column, which means from C to D, as you can see, there is a change. A becomes B. So in this instance also, there is a change occurred, but not all the time. In some instances, you are able to prevent that change. Look here. From C3 to C4, no changes occurred. So row is not changed. But yes, we have the possibility for changing the column. Column can be because no dollar sign in front of. So now in this example, yes, it is an absolute because at least some part of the address is not changed, so it is absolute. But here it is called row absolute cell address because in this cell address, row never be changed. Doesn't matter you copy horizontally or vertically, doesn't matter you go to the next row or last row, row number never be changed. So it is called row absolute cell address. Clear? Row absolute cell address. So let's take the third example. So this time it's A3 plus $A $4. Okay, A3 plus $A $4. Let's copy this formula to C4. C4. Bhavashini. Bhavashini. What is displayed in C4 now? Artihan. Artihan.
A3 plus $A $4
Speak loudly.
equal sign A3 equal sign A3
Equal A3
plus $A $4
Dwaragi. 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 Dariha. Dariha.
A4 $A $4.
A4.
Dollar sign.
What about plus sign?
Sorry,
I
sir,
asked the
plus
formula, right? So you must start from the equal sign. Equal A4 plus
$A
$A
$4. Sign 4.
$4. Gajanike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please try speaking loudly. Then only I can hear, right?
Yes, sir.
Ashwini J. Ashwini J.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the answer. Same question.
A4 plus $A
Janoja. Janoja.
A4 plus $A4
A4 plus
$A $4.
So is it same as this? What about your answer? Is it
Yes.
same?
Yes, sir.
Okay, look here. We go from C3 to C4, right? So we are going to the next row. So row is changed. So 3 becomes 4, right? 4 should become as 5, but not there is a dollar in front of 4. right? Because of this $4 is not changed. It remains same. Keep the dollar in front of A, that would be there. So it is the answer. Okay. So let's copy this formula to D3 now. Okay. Let's copy this to D3. So what would be in D3 now? Logidan.
Sir, B equal sign B4.
Equal
Sorry, B3
B3
plus dollar
plus
sign
dollar
B$4.
$4. There are two Lakshikas, right? I want one Lakshika. LACK.
B equal B3 plus $4.
So you have another answer, right? Equal B3 plus $4. Is it your answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Let's check whether the first one or second one is correct. So this time you go from C3 to D3. So which means next column. So column letter will be increased by 1. C becomes D here, right? So definitely A becomes B. Okay, both are correct. 3, right? 3 is not changed. So first correct. A should become as B. A should become as B, but note there is a dollar in front of A. You have a dollar sign in front of A. That dollar doesn't allow that change. So A remains A, right? You cannot say that it is B, yeah? That is wrong. So this is the answer, B3 plus $A, $4. And now look at the change. Look here. When you move from one row to another row is not changed. You can see that 4, even AA, right? So when you go from one row to another row, there is no changes occurred. Even when you go from one column to another column, from C to D, so one column to another column, look here, remains same, right? There are no changes. So now we checked in two different directions. We tried from top to bottom, which means we went to the next row. There also we couldn't find any changes. But then we decided to go to the next column, right? So there are also no changes. So which simply means this cell address in this formula never be changed. Even it is, there is no changes occurred in column as well as row. This is called row and column absolute cell address, right? This is called row and column absolute cell address. Have you understood? So if it is row and column absolute cell address, both cannot be changed. Both cannot be changed. Okay. So try to understand this pattern: row, column, row and column. If it is column, I repeat them. If it is column absolute, a cell address or a column in a formula is not changed when the formula is copied. If it is row absolute, the row number is not changed when the formula is copied. If it is row and column, both are not changed. Both column and row are not changed. Okay, so keep them in your mind. Okay. Right, let's check them. Let's check them in the computer directly. Then only we can understand something. a look. And let's apply these three types of cell addresses, three types of absolute cell addresses in a small formula to get a first-hand experience, right? So I want to have some numbers there. Okay, let's try a simple one. Equal A1, right, plus $B1, okay, equal A1 plus $B1. So let's press the enter key. This time it's 110. Okay, both sides. Let's copy and paste. This is not meaningful. I took it only for, showing the result, right? So just check it. I'm dragging here. You can see I type A1 plus $B1, right? And copy it for several cells. Now you can see A1 became as A14. Okay, I typed A1, but this has been changed as A14. And I type B1, $B1, that $B1 has been changed as $B14. So in this instance, both cell addresses, here A1 has been changed as A14 or something. What is it? Right, A1 has been changed as A14, and also $B1 has been changed as $B14. Both are changed. Okay, but if I copy this one here in this direction, okay, now look here. Hope you remember the formula, right? So A1, it becomes C1, then here it is D1. So that A1 has been changed into D1 or something. But look at that B1, right? $B1, that B1 is same. Here also, this is $B1. Even here also, it is $B1. Here also $B1, that is not changed. So in this example, you can clearly see that column is not changed. In this example, B remains same. You can copy anywhere, right? Just check it. And now I'm moving horizontally. After that, I'm moving vertically. Look here. Now I am somewhere here. Where am I? In AI30. AI30. Check it. It remains B. Everything is changed except that B, right? B, column B remains same. But as you can see, we went to the columns. We have passed so many columns, and we also passed so many rows. But we are able to keep that B. Still it's B because there is a dollar sign. Have you understood? So this is the idea. Now it is called column absolute. Okay, so it is called column absolute. Now we can try another way, right? Look here. Now let's remove the dollar here and put the dollar there. Okay, now try it. A1 plus $1. This is the one which I explained. Sorry, I have to share, right? Sorry. Look here, A1 plus $1. This is the one which I typed now. So now copy and paste. Right, now look here, that 1 remains 1. Right, copy somewhere here. and go down again. Now look here, 1 remains 1. But we went into so many directions, right? But 1 remains 1. But this is changed and both of them are changed here because it is row absolute. What the point? It is row absolute. Now let's put the dollar in front of both. This one. A1 plus $B $1 and copy and paste. Okay, I copy and paste several times. Look here. Now check it. We typed A1, that became as U112. Both column and row are changed. A has been changed as U and row number also changed. Look at that. We typed $B $1 remains same. But as you could see, we have moved here and there, right? But we are able to prevent the change. So this is row and column absolute, right? Row and column absolute. So you should understand the right instances where we have to use these things, because when you are typing formula, you should know when to use dollar symbol or when to omit, or maybe at what instance it is in front of row, at what instance it is in front of column. These things must be known. Okay, so let me take a very meaningful question first. I take a meaningful question. Listen to me. Right, look here. So we have like this 1, 2, 3, 4. I put 5 here. Right. So the reason for having these numbers here and 5 here is to find out the 5 timetables. 5 into 1, 5, 5 into 2, 10, right? 5 into 3, 15, like that. That 5 timetables. So now I want 5 here, then 5 into 1, 5. So C1 must have 5. Then 5 into 2 here, C2 must have 10. Then 5 into 3, C3 must have 15. 5 into 4, this must have 20. Have you understood my pattern? So I want 5 in all the cells. So I don't want to type 5 in every instance. So I put in B1. So I want the 5 timetables, like 5. Okay, so here 10, here 15, okay, here 20, like that. But not manually. I want them by using a formula. So let me type a formula. Have a look at this. Equal. Where is this one? A1, right? A1. For multiplication, we use asterisk. So this must be multiplied by 5. Where is that 5? It is in B1. So I have typed equal A1 asterisk B1. Okay. So when I press the enter key, it shows the result. I got 5. To find the remaining values, I don't want formula again and again. I should copy this formula and paste. I can't type the formula again and again because it has so many numbers, right? Maybe here up to 7, but you know, when it comes to a table, it must have so many rows, right? So tell me, my question, I have a question, right? Tell me, will this formula produce the correct values when it is copied in the cell range C2 to C7? I repeat my question. Does this formula produce the correct result when it is copied to C2 to C7, from C2 to C7? I want some
No.
from someone.
No, sir.
Let me ask someone.
No,
Let me ask someone. Aksha?
No, sir.
No. So tell me what would be displayed in C2 now? what would be displayed in C2?
2.
0.
Aksha.
0.
Aksha.
0, sir.
What would be displayed in C2 when it is copied to C2?
0, sir.
I want the formula. What is the formula to be displayed?
Equal A1 B $1.
Repeat it.
A1 B $1.
A1 dollar.
A1 B $1.
Where is the dollar? You must understand my question, right? So my question is, what will be displayed when it is copied to C2? Keep watching every cells. I repeat my question. What is displayed in C2 when it is copied to C2? Nartahi, Nartahi. Nartahi.
Sir, A2, B2.
What about asterisk sign?
Sorry, sir. Asterisk
I
sign.
want the formula, right? You must start from the equal sign. How many times I told you? It must start, it must be started from the equal sign. Okay? So,
Okay.
so
Equal.
what's the answer? Equal A?
A2,
Oh,
asterisk,
yes,
B2.
B2. Right, let's copy and paste. A1 becomes as A2, B1 becomes as B2. Okay, but note, if you write this formula in C2, you cannot get the expected answer because A2 has 2, okay, but B2 doesn't have any value. B2 is an empty cell, so which means 0. So now you are trying to multiply 0 and 2, so which means 0. But I wanted 10 here. But if you copy further, so let's copy and paste here after. Look here, everything is 0. You can check randomly, right? Just click and check it. See, A1 has been changed as A5 and B1 has been changed as B5. Look here, B5 doesn't have anything. So my formula is wrong. Okay, I wanted to get the different values, but I ended up with zeros, right? So this is not the one which I expected. Right, look here. Yes, now my formula is wrong. Let's find out the mistake which I made. Right, I have explained that idea in the previous class too. So here also I'm going to use the same idea. Okay, now I have found that it is wrong, right? The formula is wrong, but let's check whether the formula is completely wrong or maybe partially wrong. Okay, now the formula is wrong because it produces unexpected result. So that's why I considered this one as wrong. But now I'm going to check whether this formula is completely incorrect or maybe partially incorrect. Okay, so for that, let's copy that to another cell and check it. Look here, we typed A1 asterisk B1, right? We typed equal A1 asterisk B1. Now it has been changed as equal A2 asterisk B2. So tell me, is my formula completely wrong or partially wrong? Anybody? Anyone?
Partially wrong.
So
Partially
okay,
wrong.
which part is correct? Which part is correct?
A2.
A2 is
Okay,
correct.
we typed A1, right? So that A1 is correct. This is the original formula. We typed A1 asterisk B1. So this is correct because when it is copied to the next cell, A1 became as A2. Look here, A1 should become as A2. Then only it takes 2 because we have to multiply 2 and 5. So 2 can be there only if A1 becomes as A2. So now it is changed. It is okay. Even if you copy further, you can see that. Look here. Even here, it is A4, but we typed as A1, but that is A4 now. That change definitely needed because A4 has number 4. That 4 must be multiplied by 5. So now you should realize that this is correct. Nothing wrong with A1. Okay, right. So asterisk also right because that is for multiplication. Right. Now we should check this because now I feel that it is the reason for having incorrect answer B1. But I have some doubt. Hope you must understand. I already explained this idea. So now I have a doubt whether the mistake is made because of B or because of 1. We have to check because sometimes the mistake is made because of both B1. But sometimes the mistake is there because of row number. Sometimes it is for column. So how to check? Let's check the other cell. Now we typed B1, that is shown as B2 now. But you know, B2 doesn't have anything, it is 0. So B1 should remain B1. Then only you can easily get the answer. So even though we type B1, now also I have I type B1, but now also I have B. So column is not the issue. Even if you copy it further, look here, that is B. So nothing wrong with B. The problem occurred, though we have a wrong answer. It is because of this number, right? We typed as 1, but it has been changed as 2, 3, 4. So now I have pointed that particular mistake. This is the spot, right? So now that problem has been spot, right? So 1 should be prevented in changing from 1 to 2. So keep the dollar in front of that number 1. Have you understood? Now copy and paste. Now you know that row number never be changed. And now you can have expected answer. Let's check in the second cell. See, A1 becomes as A2. That is okay, 2, right? 2. But $1 remains $1. So which means 5. So now you are trying to multiply 2 and 5, so which means 10. Look here. How did we get 25? We typed A1, but it has been changed as A5, which means 5. Multiplication $1, it remains 5. So we are trying to multiply 5s, 5 and 5, which means 25. Got it? So this is the one which I talked about earlier, application. You should know where the dollar symbol is applied. Okay, tell me, what happens if I put the dollar here? I'm writing the formula for the same purpose. I want the 5 times table. So I put the dollar here, A1 asterisk dollar B1. Will this formula produce the correct answer, expected answer?
No, sir.
No.
So
No,
what
sir.
happens when it is copied to the other cells? What is the value displayed in C2 now? What's the value
0.
displayed in C2?
Zero.
0.
What about C3?
0.
Yes, zeros, right? Zeros, okay, zeros. Look here. Now what happens? You put the dollar in front of column letter. But that dollar doesn't prevent the change of the row number. So now when you go from the first row to second row, look here, your B1 has been changed as B2. This dollar never prevents the change because it is in front of the column that can prevent only column change, right? But here it is in front of, it is in front of column. So row must be changed, right? So this is wrong. You cannot use dollar in front of column letter at this particular instance. Now I try in this manner. $B$1. What about this formula? Will it produce the right answers when it is copied from C2 to C7?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is okay. It is correct. Look here. right? Now it shows, but you got the right answers. It is not because of this dollar sign. This dollar sign here, I mean, useless, right? It is not the reason for having the right answers. You got the right answers. It is because of this dollar sign. So now in this particular formula, this dollar sign actually not needed. But suppose if you are asked to write a formula like this in exam, those who write such answers will be rewarded, right? You can have marks, but don't try, because you know the answer, you know the concept. So don't put the dollar unnecessary. Even though it shows the right answer, try avoid such unnecessary dollars, right? So, but no one can say that it is wrong. But as a student who learns this application, you should know how to handle them, right? So better this may be the right answer. But you can be checked with such questions in MCQ, right? So when it comes to MCQ, you may be asked whether this is correct or wrong. So definitely this is correct. Got it? Right. So now
Yes,
oh yes. Any questions? Okay, look. Right, before I go to the next one, okay, before I go to the next one, I want to clarify something. Listen. Right, look here. So I want to know whether you understood the concepts. That's why I have some questions here. Okay. These are some of the past paper questions. I'm not going to, I mean, discuss all the questions, but I should show you the pattern, right? The questions, models and everything. Only for MCQ, I try to show some of them. Look here, look at the first one. Such questions are often asked in MCQ. So which of the above is so are correct forms of cell addresses? Tell me what is the answer here for first question?
B, sir.
B and D.
B and D.
You have options, right? Tell me first answer, second answer,
B, sir,
third
B.
answer.
Second one. Second one.
Second one. Others,
Second
what
one.
about second one? Is it correct?
No, second,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. Look here. What about A? Is it correct? Is it correct?
No,
No,
sir.
right? You cannot use the dollar sign after row number. Dollar sign, listen, dollar sign can be used in front of row number or in front of column letter or in front of both row number and column letter. You cannot use the dollar in any other instances. So first one is incorrect. Okay, this is incorrect. Look here, second one, it is correct. It is called row and column absolute, right? Look at the dollar, it is in front of column as well as in front of row. So this is right. This is wrong because you cannot write a cell address like 5E. Column should come first. Row follows, right? So this is wrong. 5E is not right. $5, that is also of course right because that is row absolute, right? Row absolute. So this is correct. B and D. Right. I want some important questions, right? I don't want to discuss all the questions. Okay, have a look at this. In figure 3, this one, this is the figure 3. If the formula in the cell D2 is equal $B$2 plus C2, and it is copied into the cell D3, what would be the output? Take your time and tell me what is the answer.
Second one.
10.
Second one.
10, sir.
10.
Okay, look here. This formula is in D2, right? It is in D2 somewhere here. The 11 is obtained because of this. Look here, B2. What is B2? 5 plus C2. What is it? 6. So 5 plus 6, 11. It's okay. Now it will be copied to D3. It will be copied to D3. So what has to be noticed here? You have to check whether you change the column or row. So now in this instant, we are changing the row. Look here, we are in the second row. Now we will move to the third row. So we go to the next row. So row number will be changed. Look here, in this example, 2 should become as 3, but note there is a dollar in front of 2 that prevents the change. So now it is dollar, right? Dollar B, $2. It remains same. I'm writing the formula displayed in D3. Yeah? It remains same. Plus C2 becomes C3 because we go to the next row, C3. But you have been asked to find the value, not the formula, right? But without finding the formula, you cannot find the value. So this is displayed in D3. So check it. What is B2? B2, what is it? 4. Plus C3, what is it? C3, 5. So I'm sorry, see B2, right? B2, 5. I made a mistake, right? Sorry. B2, right? Dollar $B2 means 5 plus C3 means 5. So 5 plus 5, it is 10. Okay, second answer. You are right. I will show one more example. Right, look here. Take a look at this one. Second question. This one. Take your time and tell me the answer. Second one.
Third one.
Third answer. Others?
Second one.
Second one.
Second one.
Second one.
Okay, let's check. Okay. Wait,
Second.
I will check it. So what's the question? The formula equal $A2 plus A3 is in cell A4. Okay, so this formula is in A4. So we got 5 because of this formula, A2 plus A3. Look here, 3 plus 2. So that's why 5 is there. But the question is not like that. The question is, if the above formula is copied to B4, what is displayed or what is the value displayed in B4? So it is in, right, it is in A4. We will move to B4. Okay, we will move to B4, which means we go to the next column. Same row, next column. So column letters are increased here by 1. So look here, equal. Generally, A becomes as B, but see there is a dollar in front of A, so it remains same, dollar, okay, A4, sorry, A2. It remains same, plus A becomes as B, right? So it is B3. It is B3. So this is displayed in B4. Dollar $A2 plus B3. A2 means, what is it? 3. Plus B3. What is B3? 3. So 3 plus 3, 6. Second answer. Right. Look at this question. Look at the question number 3, right? 3. Right, question number 3. Don't take the 4, question number 3, but you must use the data there. Circumference of a circle can be calculated with the formula 2 pi r, where the r is the radius of the circle. Assume that the value of pi is given in cell C2. Okay, C2. Here the value is given. What formula should be entered into cell B2 to calculate the circumference of the circle? Take your time and tell me what is the answer. First of all, understand the question.
First one, sir.
First one.
First one.
sir.
First one.
First one, sir.
First one.
Look, have you understood the question? So you have to write a formula to find the circumference, but the formula is given, right? 2 pi r. The value of pi is given in C2. The question is what is written or what has to be written in B2 here is how did you obtain 125.66 or something? That's the question, right? Look here. I will try it. So we are going to calculate this one. So I must use the formula 2 pi r, right? 2 pi r. Try, I mean, manually first. Don't take the answer. You can see the answer after that, right? So 2, so equal, listen to me, equal 2, okay, put the 2. 2 pi means 2 asterisk, right? Into asterisk. Pi, yes, we can put 22 upon 7, but look here, that value of pi is given in C2. So put the C2. Have you understood? 2 asterisk C2. So 2 pi, okay. Again, multiplication, because pi r means into r. Multiplication r. Where is that r? Here it is. Radius is there, right? We can't put 20 because we have to copy this formula to the other rows. So where is that 20? A2. Okay. 2 asterisk C2 asterisk A2. Tell me, listen to me. Tell me, if I write this formula in B2, if I write this formula in B2, can we have the right answer for the first row? For the first row, will it show the right answer? 125.66 or something. Will it show the right answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes or wrong? Yes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
it is correct.
Yes.
Definitely it is correct. You can apply, you can calculate, it is correct. But you must think about copy and paste, because you write the formula because not only for getting the answer, also for copying to the other rows. So now we should check whether it works when it is copied to the other cell, which means B3. Where is it? It is in B2, right? We type in B2. Let's check whether it is okay when it is copied to B3. Let's check carefully. B3. I'm checking. So now we are going from second row to third row, which means row number will be increased by 1. You know, 2 remains 2, right? It is not changed because we are copying and pasting. So 2 remains 2. Asterisk also remains asterisk. What happens to C2? C2?
C3.
C3. Asterisk always asterisk. A2 becomes A3. So this is the one which is displayed in B3 at the moment. So tell me, is this formula or will it this produce 131.94? Is it correct?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Right, no, never, right? Because here 2 asterisk C3. What is C3? Look here, nothing. Maybe empty cell. This is C3. So now C2, look here, C2 has been changed as C3. This is wrong. Tell me, C, what about the column letter? Is it, we have a mistake, right? We found that it is wrong. Is it because of column letter or row number? Which is the reason for having incorrect
number.
Wrong number.
row number, right?
Number.
So we must put the $sign in front of row number, C$2. Should I put the $sign in front of column letter?
No,
Should
sir.
should I apply a column $sign in front of column letter? No, right? No,
No.
it is correct.
No.
What about A2? A2 becomes A3. Is it the right change? A2 becomes A3. Is it the right change?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, because A3 has 21. So what is the answer? Equal to asterisk C $2, okay, asterisk A2. This is the answer. Okay, this is the answer. But since it is the MCQ, you may have different options. You have to pick the right one. Does any option have the same answer? No, right? No. So what is the most appropriate one?
No.
Second one, because
One.
having a dollar in front of column letter is not a problem. You
Yes, sir.
must have a dollar sign in front of row number. That is important. Yes, that is here. But unnecessarily, you have a dollar sign in front of column. So that is not wrong. That is unnecessary, but it is wrong. It is not wrong, right? So first answer is correct. Okay. So we have such questions in MCQ. The past, if you take the past paper, you know, all the questions are too simple, right? Even the second part questions are also simple, but those who understood the things can only answer, right? Especially those changes, right? Relative cell addresses, absolute cell addresses. So you should understand these things. Okay. So with this, we can wind up. So we can meet in the next class. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.